What if I told you that one of Queen Mary I's most trusted ladies in waiting went on to defy Queen Elizabeth I, open her home to English Catholic exiles in Spain, and even tried to influence Philip of Spain's plans for England? Let's dive into the remarkable story of Jane Dormer, the Duchess of Feria, a woman who lived her life between two worlds, Tudor England and Catholic Spain. On the 6th of January 1538, in the reign of King Henry VIII, Jane Dormer, Duchess of Feria, was born at Ethrop in Buckinghamshire. She was the daughter of Sir William Dormer and his first wife, Mary Sidney. Following her mother's death in 1542, Jane was brought up by her paternal grandmother, Jane Lady Dormer, and was given a Catholic upbringing. And in 1547, when she was just 9 years old, she was admitted into the household of Princess Mary. After Mary successfully deposed Lady Jane Grey in 1553, she chose Jane as one of her ladies, and she became one of the Queen's closest friends and confidants. In 1554, Philip of Spain came to England in preparation for his marriage to Queen Mary, and in his entourage was his close advisor, nobleman and diplomat Gómez Suárez de Figueroa y Córdoba, 1st Duke of Feria. Jane, who is known for her beauty, with one poet writing, "Dormer is a darling, and of such lively hue, that whoso feeds his eyes on her may soon her beauty view," was noticed by the Duke, and despite opposition from his family, he made Jane his wife on the 29th of December 1558, not long after Elizabeth I had come to the throne. In 1559, the couple left England to go into exile, and Jane gave birth to their first child, a son, Lorenzo, in September 1559 in the Low Countries. After Jane had recovered, they made their way to Spain, travelling through France, where they met Mary, Queen of Scots. Settled in Spain, Jane and her husband opened their home to Catholic exiles from England, Ireland and Scotland, and they supported the Jesuits. Sadly, in September 1571, Jane lost her husband, the Duke of Feria, and her grandmother, Lady Dormer, who had helped exiles in Louvain. Jane became a leader of exiles, and some English exiles put pressure on Philip of Spain to send Jane to the Low Countries to help neutralise opposition to Spain there. Philip didn't send her, but he did support her financially in her support of exiles. On the Duke's death, Jane's son Lorenzo inherited his dukedom. In 1579, Jane's role with Catholic exiles was reduced when Sir Francis Englefield, her friend and fellow patron of exiles, settled in Spain and took over. And in the 1590s, Jane's relationship with her son soured for a time due to him opposing renewed plans for her to go and lead the exile community in the Low Countries. Jane, however, continued to support exiles and to try and influence Philip of Spain's policy towards England. Jane even presented the king with documents signed by herself, Englefield and Jesuits Robert Persons and Joseph Cresswell, asking Philip to proclaim his daughter Isabel as Queen of England, and pushing for him to establish a council in the Low Countries which would focus on English affairs. Philip denied both requests. In 1600, Jane wrote to King James VI of Scotland, encouraging him to embrace Catholicism, and when he came to the English throne in 1603, there were plans to send Jane back to England as a lady-in-waiting for his queen consort, Anne of Denmark. However, Lorenzo opposed the plan. Lorenzo died in 1607, but even though his opposition was now gone, Jane did not travel to England due to ill health. She died on this day in Tudor history, the 13th of January 1613, and was laid to rest in Spain, in the monastery of Santa Clara in Zafra. Jane Dormer's story isn't just one of loyalty to a queen. It's a story of defiance, resilience, and an unwavering belief in her cause. In a time when women's roles were often limited, Jane carved out a space for herself as a leader, a diplomat, and a figurehead for the Catholic resistance. Even from exile, her influence echoed back to England. A fascinating fascinating life that's truly worth remembering.